When I was a kid, like starting at the age of 5 years old, I was given these pills. I was given ADHD anxiety pills because I was different. I would think outside the box. I was energetic. I was ambitious. And because of that, I didn't fit in the best. Now, I think the ADHD diagnosis, yes, I was super hyper. But it was an advantage. And it like got rid of my personality, made me sit still, exactly what they wanted me to do. Sit still. Stop moving. Stop having all these crazy ideas. And I was eager to get things done, like achieve things. I was always thinking differently than the average kid. I remember literally in first grade, I created this little self-portrait business, and I was drawing people and then selling them to them for like $1. But the point is, I didn't necessarily fit in the best with anyone. And now it's not because of my childhood necessarily, I don't think. Like my mom is the absolute best. So I wasn't like neglected as a kid or anything by my family. But I just never fit in school. So I was on ADHD medication when I was like 5 because I was hyper and crazy, and they were trying to, apparently they looked at that as a bad thing, even though I was doing fine. I was loving my life. So, and then I got on anxiety medications, maybe 3rd grade. They told me, it's part of your genetics. You'll need anxiety medications. It's not your fault. And I don't know, like, I guess I don't really think I needed it. Well, I know now that I never needed it, but I'll get to that soon. But I just didn't fit in with the other kids, and I'll try to be someone that I wasn't. That's what made me anxious. Trying to be someone that I wasn't, to fit in. I remember there's this one time I was at a lunch table with this kid who was deemed to be popular, and I was like, yo, where's everyone else? No one wants to sit with the popular kids. And he's like, you're popular. All right, man. And ever since then, like, it kind of confirmed to me, or like reaffirmed to me in my head, that I was not popular. Like, I was not fitting in. Like, I was different. And it was just made to me to believe. Society made me believe that it was a bad thing to be different. And I was like led to believe that the popular friend group is who I should be like. So growing up, I remember in 6th grade, by the time I was doing stupid shit to be liked. I was doing every dare around the sun. I was going up saying profane things to cheerleaders to get laughs from people. People were daring me to hide in the bushes outside the library and blow a trumpet in people's face while they recorded and get their reaction, so I would make a fool out of myself, and they would laugh, and then I would think they think I'm funny, but really they're just making me look really stupid. Fucked around so much that I ended up getting kicked out of 6th grade. My school. Had to go to private school. Like a degenerate. Was still on medication this whole time. Just trying to hold me back. Just telling me it'll be fixed by medication too. That's the thing. Your anxiety will go away with medication. And the motivation that I had growing up with everything really just went away in no sense. I got really comfortable with having low standards for myself. I kind of accepted I don't fit in. Okay. I kind of accept, and that was good that I should have accepted that I can't fit in, but I accepted a really low standard for myself, and I thought, this is it. and I didn't think there's a way out. I started to get fulfillment through other things like practicing basketball and seeing myself get better at that. As the doses went down, I started to gain who I truly was more and more. And then I remember that, I quit the basketball team senior year because I made it out of pity after like 7 years of grinding my ass off. I was overlooked by the basketball coach. He didn't even make an attempt to give me a tip or make me better or try to help me improve in any single way. He just from the start acted like I was a lost cause completely, just looked past me and just had me as a roster filler. That's besides the fact. I'm like, at this point, I feel like a waste of space. But this is senior year of high school, so I'm like, at this point, I'm like 18, and I know I can make my own decisions. So I stopped with the basketball team. I quit January 1st, 2020, and I went all in on myself with personal development through fitness, because no one could take that away from me. I started grinding in the gym. I put all the effort that I put towards basketball, all the effort and ambition that was concealed since I was a little kid, into fitness. And I stopped taking the pills. Stopped taking them. All of a sudden, I stopped taking the pills, start getting in great shape, start seeing, progress pay off. The work I put in actually get rewarded because no one could take it away from me. All my energy and ambition that I ever had that was being concealed for so long actually going into this and reaping a benefit. And because of that, I started feeling a fulfillment and level of confidence that I've ever felt in my life. And it's crazy because I felt the least anxious after I stopped taking the pill. And when I started just bettering myself through fitness. Because I gained a sense of fulfillment, purpose. For me, I believe that the anxiety, depression, even though it's genetic, was completely treated by bettering myself with fitness. Like I have the least anxiety I've ever had in my life since I've gotten in the best shape of my life. I can be extremely organized. I can do all this shit with extreme ADHD, as said. I have a great morning routine. I wake up, I read the Bible, I make my bed, I drink water, I check in on every single one of my clients. I'm extremely organized. I have a layout of my calendar each and every day with specific time blocks. And I know what's good for me. And I know that societal norms are not required to be followed. But it's hard to, be able to think outside the box, and it's hard to stay ambitious on the pills that I was on. That's the truth. It made me less motivated and more comfortable being below where I knew I could be, not reaching my potential. And right now it's completely uncomfortable. Each and every morning I wake up knowing I have to reach my potential. It's like burning inside of me. And that's like a really good trait. It's needed to be above average. And the reason I think I'm above average, or I know I am, this, number one, the awareness that I've just spread to you. Most people don't even think about their situation, why they're the way they are, can't reflect on themselves to a deep level. Number two, everything I've done, I put all into it. All my life, I know I have extreme work ethic. 7 years of the basketball team, I became a great player. I didn't play, but I became a great player. Started going into fitness, went from a skinny kid to a 2-time bodybuilder. Best physique I could have ever imagined, way beyond that. When I was younger, I used to do plays, act. I ended up being the star, and I was Peter Pan in high school. I used to play piano, and I ended up doing it for 8 years, and I was at the end of the recital because the teacher saved the best for last, is what she always told me when I was a little kid. Everything I've ever done, I put everything into, and it always pays off. To an extent, but finding my purpose, which I found recently, is fitness. has given me the most fulfillment of all time. That's what cured my depression, my anxiety. Stopping the pills, going all in on fitness, and stop giving a fuck what people think. Quitting my job, my full-time job, going all in on fitness coaching because that's my passion to transform people's lives. That's what fills literally my heart. And I had a void in my heart every time I went to that job, sitting and mindlessly clicking on that computer because I know I have the talent and the potential to motivate and inspire because I've done it for myself when I had no one. And that's why I know it's my calling. I've never felt this level of fulfillment. So that's why I knew I had to go all in. Treating life like a dream, forgetting societal norms, actually breaking out of the comfort zone of most people, breaking out of the matrix, doing what I want to do regardless of what anyone thinks, and being able to sit down and deeply think with myself and reflect and have a goal and think about why I have that goal. That's what, and then go after it each and every day. That's what cures depression. And then ADHD, doesn't need to be cured. It's an advantage. It was my advantage. It is my advantage. It gives me extra energy. I think outside the box. I didn't need a fucking pill. I needed myself right now to go back and tell my little self, bro, stop focusing on what other people think about you. You are special. You're perfect. And you're not meant to fit in. Because if you fit in, that makes you average. If you fit in with the average person, you're average. And you're not average. So don't try to fight it. If you were to take something away from my story, I know it's kind of sporadic, kind of all over the place. As you can tell, I have ADHD. No matter what society tells you, if you have something unique about you, it's not a problem. And it shouldn't be cured. It doesn't need to be masked by a pill. It should be embraced. And you shouldn't try to fit in and change your personality. And you shouldn't search for any external validation. You yourself is the only person that you need to validate. And that happens through sitting down, thinking with yourself, what's my purpose? Setting steps to get there and going through with them to achieve that purpose each and every day. That's what gives you confidence. That's what gives you fulfillment. And that will get rid of any depression. That's the cure. And I hope you resonated with this. Because you have potential if you're still watching. And you could fulfill it. You just need to break free from what anyone else fucking thinks. Sit down with yourself. What do I want? Because you're living for you and that's it. And it might seem crazy at first going after your goals, but everything seems crazy until it happens.